Teams are one of the most important aspects of Dokkan battle. A good leader and a great team is how you're going to beat these super tough fights that are rampant in Dokkan's current meta, namely the Bulma fight, STR Goku and Frieza, STR Cell Max, and the other plethora of very tough bosses in Dokkan right now. Today we'll be counting off the top 5 teams in Dokkan right now, as I personally don't believe that there are enough for our top 10 without a bunch of overlap. There just really isn't 10 really strong teams right now, and I thought a top 5 was much more appropriate for this type of video. But of course, as always, please note that these lists are carefully calculated through an intense algorithm. And without further ado, let's get on with the list. Now coming in at number 5, we have STR Beast Gohan, which is crazy because like a month ago, this was the best team in the game. And it's, you know, it just goes to show you how fast these things can change. Now don't get it twisted, you can still use Beast Gohan's superhero team to just beat literally any event in the game, because it's a very, very good team. But some of the options are just not as good as some of the newer units that have come out, especially over the worldwide download celebration. Obviously, we all know what Beast does, right? He's got his good super attack effects, he's got 80% damage reduction plus guard for the first 5 turns, but that's also kind of closer to 3 turns depending on when you can get his 5 attacks or 8 received attacks. We obviously know he supports Give All Allies Key, and he's got the really broken active skill, which is just still just amazing. He feels nigh invincible when he has his full passive and his active skill up. Good damage, yada yada yada. He's got a bunch of good options on his teams. Obviously on superhero, you got Tech UI Goku, you got Beast. The Gammas are still pretty good. Obviously, Carnival Gogeta is good. Orange Piccolo has his splash uses. The 6th-year anniversary EZAs are very good still. Physical Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta, the LR, are still pretty good. The blue fusions can have some splash uses. STR Gamma 1 can kinda be solid sometimes. Tech God Goku is good in his niche. And on Bond of Master and Disciple, obviously Carnival Future Gohan is still very good. Like, he's still pretty good. He's pretty underrated, honestly. Ain't Future Gohan's also good, but he's not really good on this team so much as he's good on the Physical Trios team. That being LR, Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. But he's okay on this team. On Miraculous Awakening, you can get Broly on for, you know, damage checks like Goku and Frieza. I didn't mention LR Physical Ultimate Gohan, but he's still okay. Pretty solid unit. But that's pretty much it for his really, you know, somewhat, you know, good options that you want to bring on your team. And that roster, while very good, it's just not as good as it was, especially a couple months ago, where it was just like, oh my god, you know, it's just like, how is superheroes ever gonna age? But don't get me wrong, it's still a very good team. And it's, you can beat anything with it. Beast Gohan, superhero, is going to come in at number 5. Moving on to number 4. Now coming in at number 4, we have Tech UI Goku's team, Universal Survival Saga, Just a Will of Gods. Obviously, Tech UI Goku is a pretty good. And base, he's solid, I'd give him. Mine's 55%, so sometimes mine can give me some problems. But with dupes, he's performed pretty well. Like, especially with dupes, like he can actually damage LR Goku and the STR Goku and Frieza boss. His turn 5 transformation condition it's alright. It's not great, but it's not horrible. And obviously when he transforms, he's very, very good. Counters, 77% chance to dodge, all that. Super powerful, potent domain, which that domain is part of the reason why I feel like it's better than the superhero team, because that domain makes Evolution Blue Vegeta and UI Goku just like god tier, like even way better than they even already are. Obviously, Tech UI Goku's got a bunch of really good options on his teams. Oh, also, I didn't mention the canceling, you know, enemies dodge canceling, which is pretty good. Very good. But back to his team, obviously, AGL Jiren is very good. The Part 2 6th Anniversary EZAs are very good. LR Golden Frieza in 17, and then the LR Inc. Universe 7. Obviously, the 6th-year Anniversary EZAs are also very good. Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta are very good. Physical Topo can have a presence on this team, especially if you want to run the AGL Jiren version. But even with Tech UI Goku, he can still make his restrictions work. STR Kefla is pretty good still. The Int Pride Troopers are also pretty solid. On Realm of Gods, you have, obviously, Carnival Gogeta, who's very good. I didn't mention LR EZA Jiren, but he's solid, the Tech Jiren. Then you get Entrusted Will, and then you throw the LR Trio on, the LR Physical Trio. They're very good, one of the best units in the game. And their support is just so potent and powerful, very noticeable. even with just one on the team, you can definitely feel their support. It's just massive. You can also get Beast on the team, which is very good. Carnival, Future Gohan, pretty good. The Gammas, very good. You can also get units like Easy A into Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, who's pretty good. Tech Super Easy A, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, who's also good. Tech Ultimate Gohan's good. Yeah, there's just a lot of really good options. And especially like those dodge Gotenkses on, UI Goku's team who cancels dodge canceling, just, good synergy. But yeah, that's going to be Tech UI Goku. His team is very, very good. It's just, hey man, the top 3 are just crazy, some crazy, crazy teams. He's going to come in at number 4. Let's go on to the top 3. Now coming in at number 3, it's Movie Heroes. Movie Heroes has just been amped up. They've been juiced. Just a really, really good team. And honestly, it's just crazy how good this team is, honestly. I haven't seen much mention of it either. It's the craziest thing. Obviously, we know what Gogeta does. He's very good. In base, he's somewhat solid, but as a floater on this team, when he's guarding, he's pretty solid defensively. He can hold his own. Then, you'll transform him on turn 4, and then he's very, very solid. And by very solid, I of course mean he's very good. He regenerates the 54% HP, which is just so good. Like, in practice, this is just such a strong ability. I can't overstate it enough how good this ability is. And even if you float him, he'll still heal twice, guaranteed. It's really good. Obviously, he's Rainbow Orb changing in both base and post-transformation, which is very good. Rainbow Orb changing is very important in today's meta, especially against the Bulma fight. Then, Gogeta has 70% chance to dodge, builds up crit chance with each dodge, 70% chance to nullify key-based super attacks and counter, which is very good. Does a bunch of damage, very good damage. Pretty good defensively with his dodge. And he's got his taunt, which is just super uber busted. Guaranteed dodge for the turn. Great links. I mean, we know what it is. Gogeta is just like that. The only reason that Movie Heroes honestly isn't number 1, because, let me just go down the roster real quick, right? You got Carnival STR Gohan, who's just probably the best unit in the game. You got the LR Physical Trio, who's probably just number 2. You got LR Beast Gohan, who's probably just number 3. Of course, LR Tech Super Gogeta just came out today as of when I'm recording this, and they look ridiculous, man. I mean, they're probably top 3. Obviously, Orange Piccolo can get some splash usage. LR Physical Ultimate Gohan somewhat solid, pretty solid. Easy Tech Super Saiyan 3 Goku's also pretty solid. STR Dragon Fist Goku's pretty solid. The banner unit Piccolo and Vegeta are crazy good. Easy A Trunks and Goten are just bustedly broken. Like, they're cracked. Super Easy A Super Saiyan 3 Goku is also pretty solid. Like, this team in practice is so good. Like, it's just so good. Like, honestly, the 6 units of just, STR Carnival Gohan, the LR Physical Trio, obviously the 2 Gogetas, so I guess 7 units, LR Beast Gohan, the new Easy A Tech Super Gogeta, and then like Trunks and Goten, like that's just a crazy team. That's probably just the strongest team in the game. And I just love it. Honestly, I'm this close to putting them at number 2, but I'll leave them at number 3. That's gonna be Gogeta. Movie Heroes coming in at number 3. Now let's move on to number 2. Now coming in at number 2, it's the LR Physical Trio. Now, this team is, I think the roster is good, but I kind of don't think it's as good as Movie Heroes roster. But it's just that their support, the 154% defense support that they just umbrella give, and then they give their allies 3 key 50% attack. Their damage is good. Their defense is good. Like they're just so strong. And then they have the really good standby, which honestly, it's unfortunate it only lasts 3 turns. Like, once he stands by, like, this Super Saiyan Goku, he's, like, nigh unkillable with the 59% damage reduction at 24 key. They're just uber busted. And then, of course, he does the, the Miraculous Punch, which just is, like, a gajillion damage. It's just so good. The one problem I have with this team is that there are so many standbys. Like, when you use 2 of these guys, plus the Carnival STR Gohan from the second Broly movie, there's just so many standbys there that it just really creates a problem sometimes. Obviously, Gohan his standby lasts 5 turns, so like that's just a lot of turns that you're in these standbys. Obviously, they can only be 1 at a time, right? So it's just can create some potential problems. But hey, it's still Very, very good. Great roster. But I mean, the team is almost just carried by how stupid the support is. Desperate Struggle kind of sucks. Only real units on here. At least right now. Like, the Gammas are good. Carnival Future Gohan is good. Evolution Blue Vegeta is good. Blue Kaioken Goku, Evolution Blue Vegeta, good. The banner unit Piccolo Vegeta is also good. I'll give him that. Oh, and Ain't Future Gohan on this team is very solid. I mean, Super Saiyans, obviously we know Super Saiyans is just a good team, right? You know, Carnival, Broly Movie Gohan, Gogeta, Carnival Gogeta, Broly, good. LRSTR Vegeta is good. LR Tech Gogeta is very good. Tech Broly is good, but this isn't really his team. Saiyan Day Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta is good. Easy A Trunks and Goten, very good. STR Kefla, pretty good. Ain't Gotenks is good. Power of Wishes basically just adds Bulma. Tech Ultimate Gohan too, I guess, he's good. But yeah, I mean, this is a really good team, right? And obviously the support is just bonkers. I think that Dokkan like kind of future-proofed this unit by giving them not a bad leader skill, but like I'd say a mid leader skill. Like Power of Wishes, like it can get a lot better, but there's not like, it's not like an OD good category. Obviously Super Saiyans is good, right? But that's one category, and then Desperate Struggle is probably just gonna, you know, kind of just be mid, even though there are good options right now. That's gonna be the LR Physical Trio and their team. They're gonna come in at number 2. Let's move on to number 1. Now, coming in at number 1, it is such a great thing to say, man. It's LR Aunt Broly's team. This team is just so good. It's my favorite team to use right now. It's just perfect. Aunt Broly, while he does have like some, you know, minor flaws, like some solid flaws, like he's got flaws, but like he is designed well, I'd say. You can pop his domain right away on a full uncontrollable power team, which that is one of his like things I don't really like, but it's still good. The restriction on his domain, it's not bad, but it's not great. There will eventually come a day where uncontrollable power isn't like, you know, as good as it is right now, but, you know, hey, that's not today. So right now it's good. I think Broly's key recovery in conjunction, like his key recovery per key sphere obtained in conjunction with all the orb changing, that is very solid. It's something that I really like a lot about him. His support is obviously very strong. His revive on turn 5 against like Goku and Frieza and Bulma specifically, it is very good. It's overall good, but like that turn 5 is where I noticed that like that's where you can easily die. Because me personally, I take like 2 turns on the first phase and then 2 turns on the second phase, and then I hop right into physical Golden Frieza in 17, and that's where I can, you know, they can do a lot of damage and kill you really easily. I really like Broly. He's not perfect, but he's pretty good. Pretty damn good. I think he did kind of struggle for key, but with obviously Super Easy A Broly, that's just a lot better now. Obviously, you have his team. I mean, the team is just good. Obviously, Prime Battle LR Bio Broly is pretty good. I actually haven't even farmed him yet because I'm lazy, but anyways, obviously Carnival Tech Broly is just like God. Cell Max is something else, man. Like every time I see Cell Max used, I just become even more impressed. And it makes me sad that I don't have him, because Cell Max is just so dominant. Obviously you have Broly 2, who's just, you know, LR AGL Broly, who's just a dominant damage dealer. We just got Easy A Janemba, Easy A LR Physical Janemba, and I've been testing him out, and he's very good. He fits very well on the team, which is great. Unfortunately, the team doesn't have big bad bosses all that much, but hey, still good. I think it's still stupid that Broly doesn't have big bad bosses. Just Broly is literally the definition of a big bad boss. But okay, obviously you have Easy A Tech LR Broly, you know, Super Saiyan 1 that transforms on turn 4. The damage that guy does is just eye-popping, like disgusting. It's literally diabolical. This guy blinks 100 million attack stats. It's like, it's insanity. Legitimately insanity. That active skill turn, like anything he's facing is dead. And then he like follows it up with like 3 more supers. It's just, he's too good. Like, he's so good. And he's got the guard after he attacks. He's just good. And then you have Super Easy A Broly, which I believe just took this team from good to great. Super Easy A Broly is literally exactly what this team needed. Like, the rainbow orb changing that he provides so fighting Bulma doesn't feel like the actual worst thing in the world is great. His support with every rainbow key sphere is great. I feel like it's very consistent to at least get him 2 Rainbow Key Spheres, and I think it's a really good chance to get 3, and it's somewhat solid, somewhat a good chance to get 4. And when he gets 4, it's crazy. And then, because once he gets 4, he builds up pretty quick, and he's just very good. Other solid options on the team could be, Super Easy A Kid Boo, who's good, Int Sayonday Broly, who's solid, Int Harugarn, who's dodge or die, but can work. Obviously, there's the Boos too, if you want to run a Boo team. It's not going to work really that great, but hey, it's a thing. Then you have the Revenge category, which, you can throw something like LRAGL Golden Frieza, who's, somewhat solid with his super high damage reduction. And then you have Planetary Destruction, and you have the Team Turles LR, which is pretty good. A good Easy A LR. And overall, Broly just has such a good team, and it's just really the best team in the game, right? It's just so stupid how good this team is, and I think Broly is more than deserving of the #1 spot. Is this the first time a villain team's been the best team to go? I don't know. It's damn near been a while. But yeah, LR Int Broly, he's gonna come in at #1, and he's gonna run off my list. Let me know what you thought of my list down below, whether it was perfect and flawless as per usual, as the algorithm would have it so, or if you thought someone was snubbed, or you think the order should have been different. But as always, just know that if you disagree with moi and the algorithm, you are, of course, wrong. But as always, that's going to do it for me. Thanks for stopping by.